There's someone in your life right now who knows exactly which buttons to push. They make you feel crazy, guilty, small, and the worst part? You keep going back to them. Today we're exposing the dark psychology of manipulation and how to cut the strings, once and for all. Manipulation. What comes to mind when you hear that word? Maybe a malicious person. Maybe someone trying to control you. Maybe a toxic relationship. But here's the truth. Manipulation is far more common than you think. And the most dangerous part, you don't even notice it, because manipulators, they don't attack you head on. They come from the corners, they find your weak spots, and before you even realize it, they control you. Now, stop for a second and think. In the last week, did someone make you feel guilty for saying no? Did they twist your words until you doubted yourself? Did they say something that made you feel small, but then said, "I was just joking"? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you've been manipulated. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how they did it, because manipulation is a power game. And if you don't know the rules, you've already lost. But by the end of this video, you'll see the game, you'll see the players, and most importantly, you'll learn how to walk away. Let's begin. Let's start with the basic question. What is manipulation? Simply put, manipulation is the art of controlling someone's behavior or emotions for your own benefit. But here's the trick. Manipulators don't do this openly. They make you think you're making the choice, when in reality, the choice was never yours. Let me explain with an example. Say you have a friend, and this friend constantly asks you for things. Time, energy, money, doesn't matter. But every time, they don't ask directly. Instead, they say, I'm so tired, no one helps me. Or, I wish I was as lucky as you. Or, I really see you as a valuable friend, but I guess I'm the only one who feels that way. Now, none of these sentences contain a direct request, right? But something happens inside you. Guilt, worry, the need to prove yourself. And then what do? You help. But this time, you think you did it of your own free will. That is manipulation. Manipulators use your emotional reactions, your insecurities, your fears, your desire to be a good person. They use all of these as weapons. And the worst part, most of the time, you're not even aware of it, because manipulation is like a hidden language. And if you don't speak this language, you only hear the surface words, not the underlying message. So why do manipulators do this? The answer is simple. Power. People manipulate because they don't have the courage to ask directly. Either they fear rejection or they can't accept a no. So they use indirect methods. They corner you until you give them what they want. And once you play this game, you play it again and again. Because now, a pattern has formed. Now you might ask, so how can I tell if someone is manipulating me? That's where you need to learn the tools of dark psychology. There are 5 main weapons that manipulators use, and you need to know all of them, because they target your weak spots. Weapon number 1, gaslighting. Gaslighting is the most dangerous form of manipulation, because this attacks your perception. It distorts reality, and it makes you doubt your own mind. Let me give you an example. Say your partner said something bad to you, something very hurtful, and you responded. The next day, you're talking to them, and you say, "What you said yesterday was very hurtful." And what do they say? "I never said that. You're remembering it wrong." Or, "You're exaggerating. It wasn't that bad." Or, "You're always too sensitive. I was joking." Now, what happens? You start doubting your own memory. Maybe I really am exaggerating, you think. Maybe I really am too sensitive. And over time, your sense of reality becomes blurred. You can no longer tell what's real because that person is constantly altering your perception. That is gaslighting. And the most dangerous part, it isolates you. Because now you can't trust anyone, not even yourself. Weapon number 2, love bombing. The excessive attention attack. Love bombing is a classic manipulation tactic used at the beginning of relationships. A person, showers you with attention, constantly praises you, buys you gifts, wants to be with you all the time, and you feel special. This person really gets me, you say. But here's the secret. This attention isn't real. It's an investment. Because the person love bombing is making you emotionally dependent. They're turning your approval, your presence, your love into a habit. And then, suddenly they change. They become cold, distant, uninterested. And what do? You panic. Did I do something wrong? You ask. And then, to win back their attention, you give more of yourself. That is the purpose of love bombing. They lift you up, then drop you down, and you constantly try to win back their attention. This is an emotional roller coaster, and once you're on, it's very hard to get off. Weapon number 3, guilt tripping. Loading you with guilt. Guilt tripping is the most common form of manipulation because guilt is a very powerful emotion, and manipulators know this very well. An example, a family member says to you, "You never call, it's like I don't matter to you." Or a friend says, "Everyone is leaving me. Are you going to leave me too?" Or a partner says, "I did everything for you, but you do nothing." Now, what do all these sentences have in common? They all make you feel guilty, and this guilt forces you to do something. But here's the trick. This guilt isn't real because you didn't do anything wrong. You just protected your boundaries. But the manipulator frames your boundaries as a violation and makes you feel like a bad person. That is guilt tripping. And if you fall for this game, you'll constantly have to explain yourself, defend yourself, and prove yourself. Weapon number 4, triangulation. Creating a third party. Triangulation is a sneaky tactic used in relationships. This brings a third person into play, and this person creates competition between you and the manipulator. Example, a partner says to you, "My ex understood me so much better." Or a friend says, "So-and-so friend would never disappoint me." Or a boss says, "Other employees work faster than you." Now, what happens? You feel inadequate, and this inadequacy pushes you to work harder, give more, prove more. Because now, you're not just competing with that person, you're also competing with an imaginary rival. That is triangulation. And its purpose is to make you constantly feel insecure, because insecure people are easier to control. Weapon number 5, silent treatment. The punishment of silence. Silent treatment is the passive-aggressive form of emotional abuse. This is when someone completely ignores you, doesn't talk, doesn't respond, acts as if you don't exist. And this hurts incredibly, because humans are social beings. Being excluded is one of our deepest fears, and the manipulator uses this. They give you the silent treatment until you apologize, until you come back, until you do what they want. But here's the trick. You didn't do anything wrong. You just defended yourself, or said no to something, or expressed your own opinion. But the manipulator punishes this with silence, with isolation, with emotional violence. That is silent treatment. And if this tactic is being used against you, the only thing you need to know is this. This is not your fault. This is an attempt to control. Now, you might ask, so how can I tell if someone is a manipulator? Here's a list of common traits of manipulators. Trait number 1, they never admit fault. Manipulators never say, "I'm sorry, I was wrong." Instead, they blame you, or twist the situation, or present themselves as the victim, because for them, being wrong means losing power. And trait number 2, they play the victim role. Manipulators constantly present themselves as victims. Everyone is against me. No one understands me. I always get hurt. This triggers your empathy and pushes you to protect them. But the truth is, they're not victims. They control through playing the victim role. Trait number 3, they violate your boundaries. Manipulators don't respect your no, they insist, they pressure, they make you feel guilty because for them, your boundaries are seen as obstacles. Trait number 4, they isolate you. Manipulators try to weaken your relationships with other people because isolated people are easier to control. They might say to you, your friends don't really understand you, or your family isn't good for you, or only I'm here for you. And over time, you have no one left except them. Trait number 5, they are two-faced. Manipulators are different in front of people, different behind your back. They praise you in public, but put you down in private. This confuses you because you think, am I the one overreacting? But no, you're not overreacting. They are playing with two different versions. Now let's get to the most important part. How do you protect yourself? Because understanding manipulation is good, but learning to protect yourself is even more important. Here's step by step how to protect yourself. Step number 1, recognize your emotions. Manipulation targets your emotional reactions, so you need to know how you feel. If you constantly feel guilty, anxious, or small around someone, that's a sign. Don't dismiss your emotions. Listen to them, because they show you the truth. Step number 2, protect your boundaries. Manipulators test your boundaries, so clearly define your boundaries and protect them. Saying no is your right. You don't have to explain. Just saying no is enough. Step number 3, don't lose your grip on reality. The best defense against gaslighting is keeping your grip on reality. Record important conversations. Take notes. Tell someone you trust because manipulators attack your memory, but records can't lie. Step number 4, you're not alone. Manipulators try to isolate you. So, stay connected with other people, family, friends, therapist, doesn't matter. An outside perspective shows you the truth. Step number 5, put yourself first. Manipulators distance you from yourself. So, come back to yourself. Listen to your own needs. Stay true to your own values. Because in the end, the only person who will protect you is you. Manipulation is a dark game, but now you know the rules, you know the players, and most importantly, you know how to walk away. Remember, manipulators feed on power, and your power is awareness. Once you start seeing, it's no longer invisible. Once you protect your boundaries, you can no longer be controlled. And once you come back to yourself, you no longer need any puppet strings. Did what I shared in this video resonate with you? Leave a comment, because sometimes breaking the silence is the first step toward freedom. Until the next video, take care of yourself, and remember, you are much stronger than you think.